What up, y'all? It's media art specialist D Bell, host of the Convo podcast. Check out part 2 of the Convo podcast featuring the Radicals, Trap Bone, and Professor Shady. Also, subscribe to their YouTube channel, Rolling with the Radicals, now.
How did the 2 Chainz thing come to pass?
Yeah, I mean I know, right?
It sounded like it looked like it was kind of spontaneous, but at the same time, I know nothing is really spontaneous in the era of COVID. Like things are usually mapped out a little bit more. But knowing you, and knowing the radical ways that y'all move is not necessarily traditional.
Yeah, I mean, yo, you don't know how many times I argue with my grandma. You know, my grandma is a pastor. You know, and we just faith battling. You know, on one hand, she calling me out on it. You know, because we don't use the same words. You know what I mean? She says, you know, God be the glory. You know, I say Shady be the glory, and we go at it, you know, but it's the same to me, you know. I tell her, like, you know, some words be compromised in some places, so you got to switch the lingo. But if you got the same message, so the 2 Chainz, you know, both events actually this year, I played with 2 Chainz twice this year, you know, let's be clear, and I was at a video shoot with him a few weeks ago too. You know, I ain't really getting no videos shine on that, but I was there. It was just like, come on. I mean, yeah, it's the same. It works like everything else or any other those moments. You know, I mean,
yeah, I would
walk
say
it through. You got.
I would say that, like, so since COVID, it has been more organized gigs. There's been way more organized gigs like that.
Common Good Atlanta.
The Common Good Atlanta, which is an organization that organizes education in prisons. They have a program where you can get your bachelor's. So the organizers of that hired Eric to lead a graduation or commemoration.
Yeah, graduation.
A graduation ceremony
for those former prisoners, like ex-prisoners.
Yeah, up a mountain, Arabia Mountain in Atlanta, and it was you know, very much cry worthy. Like it was beautiful that they would reach out to not to someone like him, but someone like him to honor that moment in that way. So like it's coming from all different directions. But the 2 Chainz commercial he was paid for, so it's really coming around in different directions. But he's still, because he is a street musician at heart, a performance artist at heart, you know, I think he does get to still scratch that itch and the pop-ups still be pop-ups.
Yeah. I wanted to go to a concert this year for a long time, and like, you know what, we couldn't. So Atlanta got these parking lot concerts, and you know, I was definitely planning on pulling up on the scooter, you know what I mean? But them tickets was 100. Okay, it was like 65 for this, 35, and I found out last minute. So this the whole year they doing parking lot concerts from Young Dolph, Gucci, Rick Ross, everybody that I wanted to see, you know what I mean? And I was just like, dang. Even 2 Chainz I already did when I was like, dang. So then I seen a flyer, you know, again for the 2 Chainz, and I'm like, I'm gonna just go down there, just be around there. And then I would just say gravity then, you know what I mean? If we could say any force. Gravity, you know what I mean? It was a gravitational pull. I mean, I'm gonna just tell you what happened. I mean, a little bit, you know, little stealthy gravity, faith, you know what I mean? Yo, I ain't gonna perp, man. I was on stage, people, I like the fact that people look at it as playing and rehearse, but I'm gonna just tell you, I didn't even have a ticket, okay? I didn't even have a ticket. You know what I mean?
Now let me ask you, do you feel as if you're becoming a recognizable figure and fixture on the scene in Atlanta to the point where you could just roll up without tickets and they know who the Radical is?
Yeah, nah.
No.
Okay.
But people do recognize him. But it's in the most like craziest circumstance. Like probably when that person would not let him through, then it'd be like, oh, Trap Bone. But that's like the 10th, you know, barrier, you know, to the whole thing. So it happens like that.
That's how
that's the hardcore hip hop street hood head would know who he is.
Exactly. Exactly. So when I was on, nobody
it's not just rolling up to the gate.
Nobody
him and Jay-Z, man. I mean,
I know, but I don't just have that on the shirt, man. I ain't just passing that out on stickers, man.
Me too. Make a shirt that says I perform with Jay-Z, 2 Chainz, you know what I'm saying? Rick Ross, everybody. Just put everybody that you perform with. Dave Chappelle, like, not for nothing. Because it's like, oh shoot, you have, and you really have. You can pull up the seats. But I think something like that would get attention. Like, hey,
yeah,
you
know,
no,
it's the building.
Not many people can actually say that. Not nothing, man. Especially without no tickets. So you had no ticket. You just had, you would just block with the Glock.
I was blocking
the trombone.
I was literally incognito trombone bandit back with the Glock, but prepared to do whatever. You know what I mean? It was just again, I say gravity. You know what I mean? It was just a force.
But tell him what 2 Chainz said when you
got
up there.
This time, first of all, he said I was late. You know what I mean? He said I was late. Like, you late, man. And then he's like, yo, see, I'm gonna need some new security, man, because he was just like, but this time he was so appreciative though. The first time, you know, I felt like it was my fault. You know, I missed two notes too many. You know what I mean, when I first did it. But this time, I mean, I could see his whole demeanor change and was so appreciative that it was like, it was fun. That was a fun performance, a fun pop-up. You know what I mean? And I'm definitely gonna double down on that, you know, because of that energy and everything.
And he featured you on the reel.
And now I'm in the highlight reel. Like, I'm part of the whole. It's cool, and it just reminds me like of the loops, like be in the scene, just get into the fabric of the scene for us. It's been the last couple of weeks. It's been cool. People have been definitely knowing me, definitely been seeing me. And definitely been following and showing love, you know.
Which I'm going to tell you, Doug, has been a challenge. And this is where the challenge comes from, because Eric does still have that feeling that he wants that impulse to go out and, you know, be in the scene. And it's not because of COVID that there's a conflict, but because of all of the past police encounters. So like every time he wants to go out, I'm still like, tonight, where are you going? And you know, if he doesn't get back at a good time, because now he's been popping up playing at the strip club.
Magic City, Blue Flame. I'm out there.
You know, they get over around 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
3 a.m. I was out there at Blue Flame, and literally
at the versus battle with Gucci and Jeezy.
Yeah.
And just to let the audience know, you know, unfortunately, whenever Eric goes out to perform, he has to deal with some form of police harassment, to the point where the Radicals had to file a lawsuit. So that's my next question. Pretty much, where do we stand with that? And, you know, is there any advancement with that thus far?
Well, from my point perspective, the lawsuit is where it's always been. You know, it's been like, to me, just, you know, pending. You know what I mean? Whatever that means. I know government. So I've been in this government for a minute. I know things take
there's no
time
overnight
things, you know. It's not, you know,
and especially in COVID.
Especially during COVID. So, you know, we talk to the lawyers maybe like a few, you know, every few months. And, you know, they're like, you know, pushing, and it's like, all right, you know, if I was, you know, I'm not, come on now, I can't at this point put like any type of hope and trust in the court case, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing that. And this is the way that I'm like, you know, fighting for my freedom this way, you know what I mean? Instead of sitting back waiting on the results of a case, you know. So that's what that is.
Yeah, well, that's good, because, you know, your demeanor and your determination is admirable. It definitely is, both of y'all, you know. So what do we have next on the plate? We're going to Tanzania, and we're going to explore. We're going to celebrate the roots. Where do we stand once we come back? We're there for 6 weeks.
I'm trying to get this dissertation done, and then you want to tell them live on air?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, get that. Get
that. Then we are. So I think we're at the point.
Yeah, no, you hear all the disclaimers, but you know,
breaking news.
So for the past for the past 5 years,
5 years.
we've been planning a wedding.
Yeah. In Ghana. Yep.
And I think, this year is going to be the year, not only are tickets cheap, but also, we've been able to get multiple people their passports.
Yeah.
Still working on a couple.
Yeah,
folks.
we got a couple pending.
Yeah,
we got a couple pending.
This guy.
Oh, right here, you gotta look into the camera.
I got a passport.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I got a passport. I'm bad at a passport.
Okay. So
tickets dumb cheap.
Yeah, tickets are super cheap, and it's West Africa. And this year we're gonna make it happen. I mean next year we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, when we get back, that's the mission.
That's been the thing. Like the thing that we wanted was to have our wedding in Africa. We wanted people there, our friends and our family, and we've been working. Eric's mom got her passport. Eric's grandma got her passport. Eric's mom's working on your little brother and sister.
Yeah.
We're working on his father. It's right there. And for us, that's the dream, right? To give them the gift of travel in Africa, this place that people want to go, but they don't, know how.
To me, it's heaven. It's equivalent to heaven. You know what I mean? It's equivalent to heaven because they like Africa. They probably think they get to go to heaven before they get to go to Africa. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's so far in their mind. It's so impossible. And I just told my grandma, I was like, yo, when we get my dad to go, that's a miracle. Yeah. That will be a real deal miracle that my dad goes to Africa. I mean, and I feel like anybody who wanted to go to Africa, it's a physical miracle. If you want to see a miracle done physically, go to Africa. Meaning because how impossible is Africa next year for a lot of people in their minds? In their minds, it's this, it's that, it's this, and you're gonna watch. Then we can talk about that. You're gonna watch God work. He's gonna drop ticket prices. He's gonna blah blah. You know what I mean? It's happening like that for real. Yeah. So it's like this going for me. It's like it's another miracle confirmation. A lot of my pop-ups and appearances to me have been, Noah parting of the Red Sea.
It be like that.
And walking through it.
It really do be like that, though.
It does. And
somebody will turn their back just at the right time. And he'll be like, oh.
If security turns their back, what you doing? Okay, you know what I mean? Or if your boy like, oh, that's Trapo. You know what I mean? And they don't stay, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. So if you go,
it's trust and it's faith in that way. It is it's beyond us. It is what we're relying on and putting into the universe, but it's literally beyond us. It's really, going there when you ain't got no ticket, right? And trusting and believing that it's gonna work out.
I was definitely like, you know what? That's cool. I ain't have no car. It's a parking lot concert. I'm like, I'm gonna just make a friend.
He ain't had no car. He went to a parking lot concert. You need a car to get in.
Yeah, that's what they told me. But it was real cool. It was real cool. We'll drop a detailed backstory, but the overall story is literally like, when that sea gets parted, I always remember that I don't think everybody walked through it. And if everybody did, I know the ones that did was walking through on faith. Because if somebody just parted the river and it's like right here, come on now, you go who's walking through? That's all I'm gonna say. Who's walking through? That's life. That's life. You know what I mean? That's life. It's right there. You go grab it. If you go grab it or not, and sometimes you just grab it, and that's what it
grab it, Doug. Yeah. I see him looking like
I'm with y'all. Listen, so first and foremost, congratulations on just being able to continue the dream. And I know that Shady will get her dissertation done. I know the PhD is on the way, and I know Eric will find a way to continue to provide and do what he loves and make a living out of it. So, salute to y'all efforts thus far. Safe travel.
Likewise too.
Yeah. I'm
likewise too, man. Hey man, this is cool, man. This is cool, man. Like I definitely like seeing your progress, man. We've been looking and watching and like, wow, like it's happening, and it feels the most good, and it's a source of fuel every time. Every time I see your any post you do, it's that source of fuel. It's like, okay, let me get off this thing, you know what I mean, and get back on it.
And
you definitely been moving, you know? So we've been happy about that.
It's constant progression, it's constant movement. I'm going back to college, so you know it's all about continuing. And you know, Shady's been a big inspiration on the educational side with that. So you never stop learning. We're lifetime learners, and that's what's most important. And I feel like what you guys are doing as well, it will do so much to generate the interest to learn more. Because even if you look at the political state of Georgia right now, things are changing. Things are changing all across the spectrum. So
it got blue. I mean, I didn't even know what the colors meant beforehand. You know what I mean?
But people are becoming more politically active. You know, people are becoming more involved with making sure that the future of their communities are being secured. And through the United States, that's how we do it, through politics, you know?
Thank you. You done?
So you got a grant?
Yes.
Yeah, I got a grant.
Okay. Wow, congratulations, man.
Yo,
it's hard to get.
Appreciate that, but like it's really, we got a project called the Creative Rebellion Olympics, and if you go to Project Knucklehead, so Project Knucklehead is literally a contest for all artists, you know, all rebellious artists. So for music, art, spoken word, poster design, everything you do. We got like 15 competitions, and they all cash prizes. So whatever you do,
and he's leading the instrumentalist competition.
Wow, man.
Yep. I'm leading, I'm judging, and excited to see, like, we know what's that submissions. But like, I mean, anybody out there, like, projectknucklehead.com, Creative Rebellion Olympics, just submit your art, you know what I mean? And I say rebellious art, but art, you know what I mean? And it's definitely a contest for you. It's 15 contests, and they all got cash prizes, first, second, and third. So you know, that's
so we're gonna make sure we post that link so that other artists can see it. And you know, what is the best way for people to collaborate and get in touch with you guys?
Rolling with the Radicals?
Yeah,
Rolling with the Radicals on Instagram, and that's rolling with a G for right now. But as soon as we pop, we roll in.
Rolling with the G's.
For real. So rolling with the Radicals. Yep, Trapbone Bandit, you know what I mean, over here. We know you over there. So.
And trapbone.com. Trapbone.com. You guys can go ahead and download the Air project. You can also see other videos, and you can also download those loops. You gotta pay a little fee, but Eric said he's gonna have some free samples for people to play around with. But this is for like those inspiring musicians, especially MCs that want to like step outside the box a little bit, right? You know, get some trap bone playlist. So that's cool. That's what's up. It's an exciting time. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive.
Yeah, absolutely.
So all right, cool. So to the audience that's out there, please make sure that you check me out on Instagram at d.bail, and of course grustlemedia.com, home of the Grustlers. And we kind of changed the format of Grustle Media to the celebration of past entertainment culture and current education culture. So entertainment culture, pardon me. So what we're going to be doing is we got a whole lot of new content coming, and this is the Convo, the visual version. The audio version, this was very time consuming, but this is going to come out within the next week or so. So thank y'all for tuning in. Big ups to the Radicals once again. And y'all stay tuned.
We love you.